I think there's tremendous potential because it is a framework which can embrace many actors in the innovation system. Universities, public authorities, civil society groups, and there's a really important need to have a framework where these different actors can come together and think about how they can collaborate and work with each other. So it provides a thinking framework for a range of different actors in the system who by and large at the moment are in separate silos. Well, I think because there are silos at the European level, there is research is responsible for DG RTD, universities the responsibility for DG Education and Culture. I work as a regional scientist on regional issues and DG Research. I suppose DG Regio. The real challenge from the perspective of one of the key institutions, the universities, are the drivers of the very narrow definition of scientific excellence, which is challenges the notion that there is knowledge, and what RRI is doing is saying there is knowledge elsewhere in civil society that can help being in the process of innovation really getting embedded in the society. Well, I think one of the key issues for Resegora is how to take this forward at almost a political level, how do you actually launch this, and so a whole range of stakeholders begin to understand this is important to them. At the moment it is largely a sort of social science network of people. It has to be taken forward and owned by the representative groups of these big stakeholder groups, different parts of the European Commission, people representing universities, people representing civil society. So I think there is a task ahead of, broadly speaking, doing the small p political lobbying around all of this, taking this out to the different, and it's not clear to me who is going to do that when the project finishes. There is going to be a framework. I've suggested the need for a tool, a self-evaluation tool, but the question is for higher education's involvement in RRI, but I think that applies to the corporate sector. How is this tool going to be, who's going to be champions of this? Who's going to go round the various stakeholder groups and do the passion champion of RRI? Well, my participation in this workshop, I've come lately to RRI. Well, I'm not part of the consortium. My field is universities and their role in innovation systems. And I've been to the workshop in Berlin, which focused on the knowledge institution, and this one. And what's been very interesting to me is to see how the research team has talked to lots of other people, and the methodology of bringing in all sorts of different interest groups I've found incredibly stimulating. I've met new people. It's interesting to see how the framework has evolved as the result of the inputs from all the other stakeholders. And as I've reread the document, the principles and the framework, each time I've got something new out of it. So for me, both as a sort of academic and a practitioner, it's, I think the phrase I've used in an interview with Sally for Voices, it's filled my intellectual tank up.